Tonight on Grady Newsource, robberies in Athens are raising questions about campus security and what Athens residents can do to protect themselves from theft.
2 armed robberies, both within 12 hours and a half-mile apart. One on the University of Georgia's campus, the other on Pope Street right over here. I'm Ashlyn Webb for Grady Newsource, and I'll tell you what students are concerned about here on West Campus.
Teachers in Jackson County are using microcomputers to teach elementary students how to code.
Jackson County schools are dishing up Raspberry Pi to make students crave computer coding.
Grady Newsource reporter Paige Watkins covers UGA men's golf as they compete in the Crooked Stick Invitational in Carmel, Indiana.
I'll have live updates for you as the two-day tournament continues.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Taylor Harris.
I'm Wangeshi Waroe with weather.
And I'm Paige Watkins with sports.
We open our show today with breaking news of the 5th officer-involved shooting in Athens, Georgia. At 10 a.m. today, an Athens-Clarke County police officer was dispatched to Chalfont Drive to respond to a report of a suspicious Caucasian female who reportedly had a knife and firearm. Once on the scene, the officer encountered a 54-year-old female who charged at the officer with a knife in a threatening manner. She did not comply with the officer's orders to drop the knife, and the officer discharged his weapon. The officer applied first aid, but she succumbed to her wounds and died later after being treated at a local hospital. The officer has now been placed on administrative leave with pay. Following Athens-Clarke County protocol with officer-involved shootings, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has now been asked to investigate. They are not releasing the name of the individual at this time. We will keep you updated as further news is released on the shooting. 2 armed robberies were reported in Athens on Thursday, one at the University of Georgia, the other right off campus. Several students have voiced their concern over safety, particularly on West Campus. Grady Newsource reporter Ashlyn Webb explains.
Something that is rarely heard at UGA, armed robbery, but in this case 2 occurred in less than 12 hours and roughly a half-mile apart.
It's really scary because I walk around all the time by myself.
The first robbery occurred about noon on Thursday. Athens police were called to South Pope Street near Waddell Street. A 21-year-old male was robbed by a man with a weapon, according to an Athens-Clarke County police news release. Police released this video of a person of interest from home surveillance. This is a sketch of the man, believed to be 6'1", in his 20s with a slim build. At the time of the incident, he was wearing dark clothing, according to Athens police. Then on campus, right before midnight, a male student was robbed at gunpoint by 2 men in the parking lot outside of West Deck, police say. According to emails sent to students by the university, 2 men approached the victim, with one asking to borrow his phone before telling him to get on the ground. Then the men, who were armed with handguns, took several items from the victim. The victim was not injured. UGA police released 2 photos of the men suspected to be involved from surveillance cameras. Both men were described as being in their 20s, one with short facial hair, another with a clean-shaven face. Both of these armed robberies have raised safety concerns on campus.
To not feel like you can kind of walk around by yourself and having to have the group with you is really scary.
And Anna Unger is a freshman living at Russell Hall next to the parking lot. Before this, Unger says she felt safe in the area.
The fact that it happened at Russell just blows my mind. Yeah. Maybe there should be more security than what there is possibly, which is crazy because we have a lot already.
Something UGA is working to improve. Student Government Association approved investing $2 million to enhance lighting and safety on campus. Prior to this, SGA President Rachel Beyer says UGA put additional lighting on West Campus following Russell Hall renovations. She says SGA is looking into tangible ways to improve campus safety.
Anytime a student's safety is threatened, no matter what that may look like, that's a concern to us, and that's something that we really don't take lightly.
Renovations have begun and will take place throughout the next 2 years. In Athens-Clarke County, Ashlyn Webb, Grady Newsource.
3, 2. The people of interest in both armed robberies are still on the loose. Athens-Clarke County and UGA police are asking anyone with information to contact them. Grady Newsource reporter Jasmine Sallard has more on what you can do to protect yourself from theft.
likely to be targeted. If you do have to travel alone, try to avoid dark, vacant, or deserted areas. You're going to want to use well-lit areas that are busy or well-traveled. That way you're not completely isolated and someone may be around to help. And last but not least, always be alert and aware of your surroundings at all times. It is so important to pay attention to your surroundings so that maybe you are able to avoid the incident completely. Now, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are the victim of a robbery, you should try to remain calm. Make personal safety your #1 priority. Losing money and other belongings is not worth losing your life. Stay alert and observe the physical characteristics of the robber so that when it's safe, you can call the police and report the incident. I'm Jasmine Szilard, Grady Newsource.
The Barrow County Detention Center is being recognized on the 2019 Georgia Literacy Honor Roll after 27 inmates have received their GED. Grady Newsource reporter Katie Anderson has more on the story.
For over 2 years now, Adult Literacy Barrow and the Barrow County Detention Center have been working together to improve the future prospects of inmates through GED course offerings. The Adult Literacy Barrow nonprofit offers a class 2 times a week for 3.5 hours to selected inmates looking to gain a high school diploma. At the Barrow County Commission meeting on October 9th, Major Rob White and Sheriff Judd Smith were honored with a certificate of appreciation for the program's success. Major White says this means a lot to him.
That was really nice. It means that other people notice how the success, and it also, you know, it being on the Facebook page and other ways lets other people know. You know, a lot of times the general public don't understand, you know, what the local sheriff's office does to try to help the people that's here, other than just, you know, feeding, clothing, and housing.
Beyond helping the inmates receive their GEDs, Sally Brown, Executive Director of Adult Literacy Barrow, says the program helps them even after their release.
And we'll pay for their application fee, like I said. If we can get them talked in and they want to go on to college, then we'll go ahead and get financial aid set up with them, and we have several who are doing that.
This photo is Major White and 3 ex-inmates at their college graduation from Athens Tech. Others are currently enrolled at Athens and Lanier Tech. Ms. Brown says this program is very gratifying.
It's really rewarding, you know, to hope you're helping them make a change in their life. And the ones that you do hear about, you know, I'll occasionally get an email from somebody. I just wanted you to know, you know, I've got my kids back, I'm working, I'm going to school at Athens Tech.
Katie Anderson, Grady Newsource.
Adult Literacy Barrow Executive Director Sally Brown believes that the GED classes will keep growing and doing great things, and is discussing implementing other professional classes as well. Local country music star Kane Brown's drummer Kenny Dixon died this weekend from injuries sustained in a car accident. The 27-year-old was from Dalton, Georgia. The band confirmed his death in a statement on Sunday. Brown then later paid tribute to Dixon on social media, saying, "I know you will be watching over us with that redneck accent that we all love, and you'll never be replaced." Coming up, Grady Newsource reporter Peyton Lewis will tell us about a coding program that is changing the way students look at computer programming. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
When I say the words raspberry pie, I'm sure a yummy dessert comes to mind. But students in Jackson County hear this phrase and think of computers. Grady Newsource reporter Peyton Lewis has the story.
Here at the Jackson County Board of Education, teachers have gathered to learn about how they can add coding to their curriculum. This little device is called Raspberry Pi, and teachers all across Jackson County schools are using it to teach their students more than just computer coding. Raspberry Pis are low-cost credit card-sized devices that plug into a computer or television. They allow users to create anything from word processors to working robots. Media specialist Lisa Wilbanks from South Jackson Elementary School is leading the effort to implement Raspberry Pi and says introducing this device can help students gain applicable skills to use later on in life.
So our kids, definitely in this day and age, there's so many careers where kids are going to need that coding that skill, but also not only just the coding, but the critical thinking and the procedural thinking and that sort of thing, and them collaborating and working together.
Wilbanks says last summer she went to a conference to learn Raspberry Pi herself in the hopes that she could teach others in Jackson County. At a workshop today, teachers spent time learning and doing exercises to explore the full functionality of the Pi devices and how they would use them in their own classrooms. West Jackson Middle School robotics teacher Meg Barber says these microcomputers give her students a different kind of learning experience.
They just allows them to explore and think outside of what we normally do.
Mrs. Wilbanks says that allowing kids the opportunity to use these devices can teach them one very important life lesson as well.
So many times you do code and it doesn't work, and so getting kids to know that it's okay to fail and it's okay to pick back up and fix where they go.
Peyton Lewis, Grady Newsource.
Thank you, Peyton. Raspberry Pi is being adopted by more schools each day to expand computer development to younger audiences and ensure the future of technology. UGA's Homecoming Week is underway as they kicked off today with Bulldog Bash at Tate Plaza, where students enjoyed free food, games, and prizes. There will be several other events throughout the week, including a parade and carnival this Friday, as the Dogs prepare to take on the Kentucky Wildcats Saturday. For a full list of events, you can visit ugahomecoming.com.
I'm Paige Watkins, and coming up in sports, we'll take a look at how UGA athletics did this weekend and what to expect this week.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in, help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Attention travelers. Next Tuesday, a major power outage will cause complete chaos throughout the city. Food, water, and phone service will be in short supply. There will likely be panic citywide. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
And now, sports.
Good evening, I'm Paige Watkins with your sports tonight. The Georgia Bulldogs faced their first season loss when they played the South Carolina Gamecocks at home this past Saturday. The Bulldogs lost 17-20 in double overtime, making it their first loss against the team on their home turf since 2011 when they played under coach Mark Richt. The loss drops them from being ranked the top third in college football down to ranking number 10 by the Associated Press.
We were able to run the ball efficiently. We didn't protect the ball.
Head football coach Kirby Smart realizes every coach encounters losses and recognizes how important it is for the team to improve on their weaknesses.
You understand that that's part of the game, and you give the other team credit. You move on. You don't let it beat you twice. We were very technical in our process of these are the things that we can do better. But these are the things we did well. Just like when we win, we go back and show them the things we didn't do well. And I think that's really important to your players and your team, that your coaches are consistent.
The season will continue for the Bulldogs as they take on the Kentucky Wildcats at their homecoming game this weekend. The SEC announced last night that kickoff will begin at 6 p.m. The Georgia women's and men's basketball teams hosted the second annual Stegmania, an event to kick off the season and give fans a first look on the teams on Friday. Head coach Tom Crean announced that the Bulldogs season ticket allotment has sold out for the first time in school history. The men's team will take the court this Friday for an exhibition game against Valdosta State at 7 p.m., and the Lady Bulldogs will begin their regular season on November 7th. The University of Georgia men's golf team is currently in first place of 14 on the Crooked Stick Invitational leaderboard as they play 36 continuous holes today. Junior Davis Thompson is currently ranked first among all players as he led the Bulldogs 2 under par 72 in the first round. The Bulldogs ended the first round tied with Vanderbilt for first place, and the second round is underway right now. The UGA lineup consists of freshman Connor Creasy playing as an individual, sophomore Trent Phillips, junior Davis Thompson, and seniors Will Chandler, Callum Masters, and Spencer Ralston. The team will continue this two-day invitational tomorrow, and tee times are determined based on their performance as tonight concludes. For live updates, results, and tee times, visit golfstat.com. I'm Paige Watkins, and that's all for your sports update.
I'm Wangesha Barowe with your Northeast Georgia weather. Don't bring out your puffer coats and your Fashion Nova furs just yet. Have your local weather coming up.
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Okay.
And now, the weather.
Hi, I'm Wangeshi Waroe with your Northeast Georgia forecast. Today we're going to be looking at the local forecast for the next couple days, as well as whether it's time to dust off those sweaters and what this week's forecast tells us. So today it was a nice warm 81 degrees, but it's going to get just a little bit cooler. 6 p.m. it's going to be 77 degrees. By midnight it's going to be a cool 60 degrees, so be sure to keep a coat out if you're going downtown or anywhere today. As for tomorrow, it's going to be pretty cold. 9 a.m. it's going to be 60 degrees and doesn't get much warmer. By 3 it'll be 70 degrees, but that also comes with a 70% chance of rain. As for the rest of the week, though, it's going to be up and down. The high is 70 degrees for tomorrow, but that comes with rain. For Wednesday, it's going to be a high of 77 degrees, but also a low of 45. So come on with the sweater on, but be sure to take it off. Thursday and Friday, it's going to be much warmer, though. That was your Northeast Georgia forecast. I'm Wangeshi Waroe.
Coming up next, how the Barrow County Farm Bureau is collecting donations for food insecure families and the difference the food drive is making.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Now let's go back to our breaking story with the officer-involved shooting in Athens. Grady Newsource reporter Jada Bowman is live on the scene with new information. Jada?
I'm here where the shooting incident occurred earlier today. Chalfont Drive and Westchester Drive roadway has now just been reopened by the Athens-Clarke County PD. The road is now accessible by car. Now to the left behind me is where the shooting incident occurred. Back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Jada. We'll keep you updated with more information as it becomes available. The Barrow County Farm Bureau is holding a food drive to collect items for children in need. Grady Newsource reporter Julia Sanders has more.
This year is the first year that Barrow County Farm Bureau has had a food drive. The items collected will provide students a bagged meal to take home on the weekends. Vanessa Ledbetter, an agent of Barrow County Farm Bureau, says they hope to raise awareness about the children who don't get enough food at home.
People just aren't aware that there are hungry children. And if we have hungry children in our communities, then we're lacking healthy communities.
They are trying to get the word out about their food initiative so people who want to help can do so. People can come to their office building in Winder, Georgia, or businesses, churches, and other organizations are welcome to gather donations for the Farm Bureau to pick up. On the food drive flyer, they listed the things they need, such as non-perishable items like Vienna sausages, franks and beans, chicken noodle soup, fruit cups, pudding cups, and more. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, 15.9 million, or 1 in 5 children under the age of 18 in the country do not have consistent access to healthy food in their home. Stacy Waters, the office manager of Bexar County Farm Bureau, explained they want to make sure no child goes home hungry.
Really what we're collecting the items for those students that need that extra food and so forth to help nourish them on the weekends.
The Farm Bureau plans on doing other charity donations in the future. At Christmas, they said they support to Shop with a Cop program, as well as partnering with the Bexar County Family Connection and provide gifts for needy children in their community. Thanks for tuning in. As you know, the news doesn't stop here. Make sure to visit our website at GradyNewsource.com. I'm Taylor Harris.
I'm Wangashi Warawe. And I'm Paige Watkins. See you next time.
Grady Newsource is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
Hello. Hi. I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you, and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again? Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes with sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away, not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that, oh.
Again? I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta, a different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Laughing too hard at one of your colleagues' jokes at the office party? He's not even funny. Warning sign. Those drinks are probably going to your head. Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
This is the Grady Newsource post-show critique.
So I'm the only person out here. Hello, welcome to Monday's post-show critique. I'm Sam. I was your director today. As people start to straggle in, I think you guys had a really good show. With the breaking news, there was like a lot of chaos because our live shot didn't work. We're determining why that didn't work. Something with the cellular went wrong, so we'll figure that out. But other than that, great job. Great communication. You killed it. I think everyone did. Where's our anchor? Oh, they're still on cameras. Cool. Well, they did a great job. You guys can tell them that for me, because I'm going to go hide away in my cave now. Great job, though.
Wow, there's like 4 of you. Okay. Good show today. Sam did good, especially when we were moving things around during the show and everything like that, so props to him. The two things I really want to hit on today, and this is just, it's not like picking on you in general, just a note for everybody in general as to why it's important to mark things in rundowns. We did B block from 12 to 2 today, and we recorded it like normal. We came out here, and the only thing we got were the lower thirds to put in B block. So that's what we did it from 12 to 2, got the lower thirds in, done. Then around 4:30, we were told that there's some B-roll to put in B block, but it's 4:30, and at that point it's too late. There was nothing marked in a script or a rundown or anything telling us to add it when we were editing it, so that's just something in general, that's an example of why it's important to make sure everything's always marked and that good communication is going on. Also, there was just a bunch of random VOs dropped in TriCaster before the show today that we had no idea what was. The Kane Brown one wasn't marked on the rundown, but we talked about it and we put it in there, so that was good. And then there was one about the officer-involved shooting. It wasn't marked in the rundown, and it just kind of appeared in TriCaster, so I came out here and we found out about it, and we put it in, but it wasn't marked in CAN when to take it, so we just kind of took it randomly, so that's something to be aware of too. Just in the future, make sure everything is always marked somewhere, and if you don't know if it should be marked, just ask one of us, because it's rather we tell you it needs to be marked and then it goes on air, then it not be marked and it not get on air. But that was the biggest thing today. Everybody's packages were in on time. We weren't really waiting on anything, so good job.
By the fact that you were asked, I mean, it's a taped block,
Yes.
so you were asked to...
Normally, we did B-block from 12 to 2 today, and we did a bunch of readers. I think there was 2 readers. There was 2 readers in B-block, and we read through them all. And exported them, edited them like normal, but there needed to be some VO over certain parts of those readers, but they weren't marked anywhere or anything. So we didn't know to put them over it, so they were just exported as straight readers.
Okay. So we need to pay attention to that.
Yes. Just make sure you're always communicating everything with anybody. And then also a good thing to do is just to randomly go back and look in super clips, because that's where we put it when we're done. So like if you're finished and it's like, I don't know, 2 o'clock or something, we've already done everything from 12 to 2, like just go back and look, and if you see something wrong, then we can change it then and kind of nip it in the bud. But yeah, that was the only thing today. Everything else went really good. You did great whenever the live shot didn't work. I didn't really see you panic that hard if you were, but we moved it to E-block and that all got moved around and she got on air, so that was really good too. So yeah. Good job. Back to you.
Thank you, Will. You have a very strong leadership team today. Kudos to the 3 of you. You worked very well. We got breaking news on air, and it didn't quite work at the end. I think we didn't quite have enough information for going back to the live shot, but you know, we can look at it again and in the future do our updates like we did. We tried to recover, but I think we needed just a little more of a reintroduction to the story. But we didn't have time to do this, and we tried, we experimented. But I first want to give the word to our producer, Wellesley. It was her first time, and I think she did very well because she was missing one TV MMJ. She was learning how to produce. She had to deal with breaking news, which didn't pan out. And I think she and Bailey and Skylar worked in an extraordinary way to help each other, to help Jada on this, to react very quickly with a plan B, to have a script to read. And but I'll talk a little bit later, so I want to give you the word, Wellesley. How was it for you? What are your insights?
It was a huge learning curve for me. I'm not usually a very decisive person, and so calling the shots was very new. But I just want to say thank you to everybody here. You guys did incredible. Like, I could not have asked for a better team. Everybody got their stuff in. Everybody communicated really well. So, you know, we can't do it without you. And I just want to say thank you to Bailey and Skylar. You guys were also amazing. So.
And what are the things that you think we did well today?
I think we did well with our story ideas and the pitch meeting today. Everybody came fairly prepared, and that, makes the day so much easier. So I think we did that really well.
And what was a challenge for you? What was the biggest challenge? Anything we need to avoid on Wednesday?
I think for me, I know I just need to learn how to time things better and time the rundown better, figure out what we need, what I need from people. I can't think of anything that you guys did that I would do differently on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's why I kept telling you, you're light,
Yeah.
You need to be heavy. Then we ended up being heavier during the show and finally lighter at the end. But all in all, when such a crazy day, when things don't work out, I think it was a very, very good show with a lot of moving parts and unpredictable things.
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks to Jada. I don't know, she's not here. Yeah, I really appreciate her jumping into the live shot opportunity and just being willing to go and do that. So.
Yeah, and what about you, Bailey? How did the day go for you as a content producer who was writing?
Yeah, so today was a jam-packed day. I just want to reiterate what Wellesley said. You guys were awesome in the pitch meeting. It only lasted a half hour, and I think that made all the difference. I think we should really, really try to keep doing that because that was awesome. So that was great. I think it was a bit of trying to get the right amount of readers so that we don't have a ton of information, but it was also, we wanted to be heavy, so we have that extra cushion, and then we ended up being light as a result because we didn't have that in there. But yeah, Jada was awesome. She was willing to go ahead and jump into something that she didn't know a ton about. And she did a great job doing all that. Huge thank you to Skylar for doing broadcast stuff when that ain't your job. You were wonderful. I think attention to detail on our end is a big thing that we're going to work on Wednesday. So yeah, and you guys did great. I'm trying to think.
And when you say attention to detail,
just like the graphics thing, putting in those markers, making sure production knows what's going on in the same way we know what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave them high and dry.
Yeah.
So, and that's not their fault at all.
All those commands,
And
exactly where the video should start, where's the anchor. It's a little thing, it takes a second, but it makes such a huge difference.
Because when you have a great script, but you don't have all the extra elements,
all
it means nothing.
Little things that can, you work so hard, and then it's just that little thing.
Yeah, so I think it was a lot of that, and a lot of running around at the last minute, updating prompters. And Taylor, you are amazing. I was literally down there, I think 30 seconds before you went on, throwing papers in your face. And you were composed, you looked amazing, you sounded great. You just incredible. And rolling with the punches.
Thank you, Bailey. And I also want to say thank you for helping me with my readers, because they would not have come together if it weren't for all the 25 million questions that I asked you throughout the day. And Marissa for helping me with the early voting reader. You were very willing to stop what you're doing to help me and put in your input because you were more knowledgeable about the topic than I was. But yeah, thank you to everyone who helped me today. I really appreciate it.
And Skylar, you were also, I couldn't keep up with all of you, all the things that you did.
So today, I'm really proud of our digital team. You guys really worked together to be team players. You came in with all individual, really developed ideas, which was really helpful and beneficial to have done your groundwork before our 9 a.m. meeting. So thank you for that. I know we were down a TV MOJ, so thank you for stepping up and filling in the gaps. I know some of you even had to change stories. Jada was working on something totally different, and then halfway through the day, news broke and she dropped her story that she's been working on, and it's a longer story that we were going to do on Wednesday, but she was in a position to be able to push that and really devote all of her attention to the breaking news story today. So I really appreciate her being malleable and open-minded to us all, like working what was best for the team. Marissa, gold star, you did awesome. You got your article in early. It's in review and draft right now, so we'll have that. Thank you so much. Then Jasmine, I know she's been working really hard on the story and got to work with Ashton, so that partnership was really good. I think having that more full coverage and full picture, a little bit more in depth, is really important. And just, I really appreciate you guys for working together and really strong communication.
Thank you, guys. And again, I'm really, really impressed and very grateful to the three of you for the very strong leadership. Again, Taylor, you were as cool as a cucumber, you know, with everybody exactly throwing the last minute, you know, pages at you. I could not tell that literally Bailey and I were looking over that script. I mean, like 2 minutes before 5 o'clock, we were still, you know, I was still looking over her shoulder, no pressure, but I need to copy edit that. And she's like, yeah, yeah. And we managed to get it to you. And Can was actually, the script was like,
It was glitching, yeah.
was glitching, but somehow it all worked out. But you were as cool as a cucumber. You were very poised, you were beautiful, you were very confident, you had the right tone of voice, you enjoyed yourself when you were talking about Raspberry Pi, and you were again at the end very cool in announcing the update of the breaking news story, and very, very good performance. Very good, all of you, and Wangeshi too, and Paige, a very strong anchoring team. Very, very nice, all three of you. So I'm very, very impressed with you. A little bit more about our breaking news. I was thinking, just to kind of think of how else we could have done it. Could we have done a little bit more, like a breaking news animation that we have? We could have started with that. We have the breaking news.
Did we not use it?
I didn't see it. Maybe I was distracted, but I didn't see it because I suggested it, but then I didn't ask you guys.
It was supposed to be in there. If it wasn't, then.
So
sometimes it can be skipped over if there's not a lot.
yeah, yeah.
But that could just be like a simple thing between sections.
Yeah, I am really impressed, you know, with everything that you guys did. You immediately thought of a plan B. Bailey writing and rewriting, Skylar writing in the last moment scripts, going there to help Jada because you knew a little bit more about the story, even shooting B-roll thanks to you, and we had some very good B-roll that you had shot. So it really made our breaking news story very strong because we had B-roll, we had good information, and so I'm truly very impressed and very proud of the team effort that got this breaking news story on. I just wish that we had thought of, speaking of plan Bs, we had thought of that we would probably do an update at the end, and we had pre-written or copied and pasted some more from the initial script so that Jada would have had more information, or at least Taylor could have tossed to her with a little more detail, reintroducing the story so that people understood what it was about. But you know, these are just things so we can plan better. As far as I understood, the reason why we had this live shot problem, Neil was telling me that when Jim got there, it turned out that the modem which connects to the internet was in the bag, so it wasn't, it was just a technical, you know, something wasn't connected, and so you can't do a live shot if you haven't connected your modem. So it was a simple.
I think they were probably in a really low cell signal area.
Yeah.
They don't usually need it.
Yeah.
It's
So.
a very sketchy, like desolate area, and it was
Pretty far out there.
kind of in
Yeah.
a valley too. So it was
So
hard
it's something to keep in mind for all of us, so that we avoid that. But I was truly impressed. That's why I kept saying, we're light, we need extra padding, because you never know. And so I love the pre-show tease. I don't think we've ever done 3 stand-ups in a pre-show tease. I need to look at it again, but I thought it worked out very well. Yeah, Ashlyn Payton and
I really like that.
The person behind you, they were doing a live shot.
Oh,
it was hilarious.
I know I'm also hilarious. So anyway, I mean,
I was also laughing too because I thought my stand-up. I didn't realize how close it was to my face. It started playing, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't really mean for that to happen, but I wanted to show how small the thing was, and I guess it just turned out that way. So I apologize for everyone having to get so up close and personal.
oh, we
with
love
me.
you. That was okay. But I liked the, you know, this is the first time we've opened our show, and I keep hammering on you, you know, the pre-show is the most important thing, you know, if it's nice, people will watch us. And I think all these beautiful faces announcing excited about their stories in different ways, from the serious to the amusing one, I think it worked out very well. All of you did very well and helped us. And Wellesley, you did a great job putting all this together. So that was very nice. With Ashlyn, your piece was very nice, very well done. With Jasmine, I don't know what went wrong. We couldn't hear her. The mic was not working. And also the smartboard didn't change when she switched. She had to switch from one graphic to another.
Her fingers weren't touching the board, or her fingernails were, and it wasn't reacting to it.
Yeah, Neil has this thing about your guys' fingernails than the smartboard. Yeah.
Oh, she's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you with really long fingernails, use the back. Try to use them like the back of your knuckle, maybe.
We need to hear you.
Anyone with really long fingernails, try like the back of your hand, maybe. If you can't make contact with your palm, because it doesn't react to your fingernails. And you can hear the fingernails on the air. So.
Yeah, so if you want to change your graphics and not have extra fingernail taps, then I liked Marissa did a great, you know, and she, you know, nailed it, this early election package. I think it's going to be very helpful to our broader audience, and she did a great job really creating something very interesting, informative. I enjoyed reading it, even though it was very technical, but she, you know, she had color-coded certain things, and she had fun with it. I could tell that she really enjoyed it, and so I enjoyed also reading it. Thank you. It was very, very nice. It's a complicated thing, and you did it in one day and finished it early, so kudos to you. Katie's package made it at the last moment. That is good. The soundbite, I was looking at the soundbite of the woman who was the executive, whatever. Think of the rule of thirds and a closer shot when you're doing an interview. Just look at the interview, and I didn't have time to tell you. I saw the soundbite. But since, you know, you're working also on your profile and doing that, always, you know, look at rule of thirds. You know, there are many tutorials online and on our website. And just remind yourself of how to shoot video, especially for your profile, because the profile is very important. It's about the person. So I think the guy in your, I think he was the sheriff, or he was well. Yeah, so that was good, but the woman was, you know, like looking from above, and it was a very wide shot, and she was right in the middle. So just think about these things.
It was like a bunch of chairs, and so I was like trying to get the tripod in there, and she didn't know she was being on camera, and so it was just kind of a little rough.
Yeah.
But
I knew everything was very fast, you know. I just, you know, just a little reminder, especially when you're working on your profile.
Maybe I'll say the same thing you said to me last week. I forgot you were in a TV, MMJ. You were amazing, and you came in and got everything done. You got a package done in an hour, like less than an hour.
Oh, it was less than an hour. It was half an hour.
Which was, I was like, it's not going to make it, it's not going to make it, and we're already light, I don't know what to do. And you got it done. good job. And it was really good.
Yes, yes. Well, her heart was in it. I know that, you know, we gave her an easier option and she decided not to take it.
And same thing with the rest of the digital people. You guys helped us all out so much with the broadcast side of things. And I know Wellesley
Yeah.
and I both really appreciate that and appreciate Skylar's flexibility with that, because I know that's difficult because you want to put stuff out, but it was great.
And Julia, you know, she had to switch ideas. Her heart was in the parole story, but it didn't quite work out. People were on holiday, didn't call her back, so she had to switch with the food drive. I just wanted to remind you to use your tripod. There was quite an unsteady shot. The flyer was like moving up and down a little bit, but just, I'm nitpicking. It was a nice package, but it's good to think of having steady shots. Or when if you don't have a tripod, you can hold your hands close to your body. That gives you some stability. Just try to have the more stable shots. But kudos to you. You reacted, you know, very fast, and all of you had to make quick changes today, and you delivered, all of you. Paige, the sports was great. I'm glad you went with the live update. That was good, and you said, you know, the game is still going on right now. Nice stories. With your coach soundbite, the audio was overmodulated, so be careful with your mic. Again, I want to ask Neil to tell you exactly. We need to know the mic and how to avoid.
It was just the level on the sound level on the mic, and it was exactly what you just said.
So
yeah, it was just turned up too high. It was just too hot.
Yeah. So, anything else that you noticed that you want to share with us?
No, I think those are the two things.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question. How would you like lower it on the because it's from the camera, right?
Yeah, I think isn't there a level setting on the side of the camera? We can take a look at it. I'm not really familiar with the cameras that you guys use, but we could take a look at it.
If you did it on your regular DSLR, then you have to go through settings and fix the gain. But if you did it on a JVC, there's level switching for that towards the top of the camera. So.
Thanks, Peyton.
And one thing too, if you do it in a DSLR, you have to make sure that it's in manual and not in auto mode. Like if you were shooting B-roll, because I know a lot of people can just switch it on auto and then it doesn't really change your audio at all. So that's one thing to think about.
I want to hear from you guys. What worked today, and what challenges did you have, and what worked and what? Okay, I know your challenge. Because you told us, you know, because you wanted to show the tiny Raspberry Pi, and so. But what worked today? What are the things that we want to work on for Wednesday? What do we want to, looking ahead at Wednesday, how can we make Wednesday even more awesome?
One thing I noticed today, I went out and I shot B-roll, and I thought I shot a lot of B-roll, but I got to editing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough B-roll. And I noticed I had a lot of wide and medium shots, but not enough close-up shots, and close-up shots make all the difference, especially if it's, you know, if you're interviewing somebody and you get a close-up shot of something like them talking with their hands, which is like the classic one that everyone does, but, you know, something else other than just a wide or medium shot always makes a difference when editing.
Yeah, you can never have enough of those close-up shots. Yeah. Anybody else? Come on, guys, share something.
I think we've been saying this the entire semester, but coming with an interview, already scheduled, saved my life today, because if I hadn't had that scheduled, there's no way I would have been able to do anything. So definitely coming prepared again on Wednesday would really help, at least me, because I needed that today.
I actually had 3 interviews lined up today, and 2 fell through. So always have interviews lined up. I had 2 fall through, so I had a random one with a student, which worked out really well. and then the other one with the Student Government Association. But I had one fall through with Jeff because he was very busy covering the other news of the day. We just didn't know what that news was at the time, and then we later found out. But yeah.
Very good advice. And are there any stories from today that we can continue? I know we're working still on the parole story, which is a very interesting, very important story. Anything else that we need to develop for Wednesday?
Well, the breaking news we had today probably will be developed again on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll have to watch what they do tomorrow with it and keep, yeah, the breaking news will have to.
In the press conference today, they said they would be releasing the body cam footage sometime in the future. They didn't say a date, but I think that'll be really interesting as well. And then they have not identified the name of the suspect yet or the officer, so that's another, some more identifiers and more detailed information we can look forward to.
Bailey, since you were content producer, are there any stories that you think have potential for Wednesday?
Yeah, so there were a couple things that I saw like throughout the day that I would just like yell at Wellesley. And so one of them was the officer in Georgia that shot a veteran and he died. The verdict was announced today. So I think that might be an interesting one. It might be a little bit old, but I thought it was interesting, especially being in Georgia. And then everything you guys said, of course, the officer-involved shooting here is going to be really important moving forward, especially because it was the 5th one. So probably continuing the stuff that Ashlyn and I did last week. Yeah.
Anybody else wants to say something? Want to hear from you guys.
That we
Yeah.
can improve? I know we're not that good.
Anything?
Any challenges, anything you found difficult, anything you want us to work on more on Wednesday or?
Even though it was like not fun news and it was sad news, I really liked how we did incorporate the Kane Brown thing today because I don't know, it just felt like it kind of broke up all of the political.
Like you incorporated what I didn't hear?
The Kane Brown story. Yeah, I really liked that because even though, like I said, it was a sad story, it kind of broke up the political stories that we had. And so I definitely think if we can do that like once a show or something, just like have something that's entertainment related, that's good. And then also for anyone who still has to anchor, and for myself for Wednesday, knowing the readers and kind of knowing a little bit of information about everybody's story is really important because I was really lucky with Jada's live shot not working out and Bailey giving me the new script, and it ended up working out in Cannes. So like it worked out, but it could have very well went completely different and I wouldn't have known anything about that story myself.
Yeah, you were very well informed about the stories and that gave you this poise and confidence, I could tell.
Yeah, so that definitely makes a difference. Making sure that you take the time to sit down and like, I know like for me today I didn't really feel like I had time to do that, like putting the readers together, but at the end of the day, like you do need to take the time to do it because it's going to make the show run a lot smoother if something does
And it
go
did,
wrong.
and I could tell in your delivery.
So just for future reference for anyone who still has to be anchor.
Something I told you guys, and I'm glad that somebody listened. All of you have listened. All of you have known your stuff, and I'm really proud of you. We probably have one more minute if anybody wants to share.
I feel like today was a pretty smooth day from everybody. Like nothing, I don't know, I don't think anything super crazy happened.
You mean breaking news and the live shot off the top not working out?
We just moved things around a little and made it work, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I will say, to Skylar, if I can help you in any way on Wednesday, I'd be more than happy to. I felt bad because like I did have kind of like cute B-roll and stuff like that I wanted to use, but I thought you know, this could be cute on Twitter or Instagram, and like, if you need anything for that, please just text me and I'll send you whatever I've got. So, yeah.
Okay, and we're done.